Hi Jessica, I'm Ezelle from the upcoming Lovely to Speak to You. Congratulations on this series. Can you tell us a little bit about your role in it and how you got involved in the project?
Yeah, I play Lucy Chambers, and she wakes up at 3:33 in the morning every morning and has done her whole life, so she's exhausted. Can you imagine? And from a horrific nightmare that she can't remember, you sort of follow her through the series. She gets these visions, these deja vu visions, and they really knock her off center. They're very real and vivid, and she doesn't listen to them. She thinks she's kind of going a bit mad, and then through the course of the series, she does start to listen, and things very slowly start to make sense. There's a series of grisly crimes that all seem to have her name at the centre of them. She's unaware of them and then slowly starts to become aware of them. And then Peter is playing Gideon, who's like the spine of the show, and he's hunting her. And it's just, there's lots of elements to it, not to mention the love she has for her 8-year-old son, who is an emotionless blank, and it's heartbreakingly played by Benji Chivers, his debut. And it's so, so sad. And I just really related to that tenacity that she has with her son.
Working alongside Peter, and then obviously Ben in his debut role. How was that working with him?
I was really keen for it to be a really positive, gentle, good experience for Benji. And do you know what was really useful? Was Benji pointing to someone of the crew, be like, what do they do? And I was like, yes, what do they do? Thank you, Benji. Because I've been in it way too long to sort of not know the answer to that. I'm like, go, Benji. And he was just sort of like, such a good actor. His wall would come down and he'd be Isaac. And then it would lift when it shout cut, and he'd just be like lovely Benji again. It was, he's very talented, and really fun to work with. So I couldn't do it without him. In the end, I was just like, no, I can't have a stand-in. I need Benji. Sorry, mate. Got to come on set. So we had a really intense 10 days in a windowless cell, and he had reams of monologue, and it's that sort of crux of the series. So it's very important to get right. And to be honest, we just had to sit there and we just had to listen to each other really intensely. And in one way, that's really easy because it was just like watching him flip between sinister and sad. And it was just kind of weirdly, for the situation, a weirdly joyful experience.
And I think the interesting thing about it brings a lot of other elements, like from The Omen in and things like that, but they're quite old films, and you'd expect the nuances of this, where it's quite slow paced, to be an older film, but it's very modern, isn't it? The house is modern, the setting's very modern, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, that was important, I think, because I think those films are classics, and they're classics for a reason. They're absolutely, we take some of those tropes and then you put them in a modern series, the modern woman who's completely frazzled with life, and it really works. I think there's a lot of anxiety in the air at the moment with our government, with everything, with the pandemic, and it's something that it doesn't take much to tease out. Yeah, I think people can relate to that. I couldn't compare it to anything else when I was reading it. There were so many different strands to it. There's like a domestic side, a detective thriller side, and then a very sinister Peter Capaldi side. It was just intriguing. I didn't know what it meant, and I just couldn't stop turning the pages. What was really attractive to me was that the whole series was written before we set foot on set. So I knew that there was this huge arc. It was just such a challenge to play Lucy because she goes through the mill in this. It was a challenge I'm really glad I took. For this, there was a real stillness to Peter, and he had a look in his eye that was unhinged. He just nails it, He's a really special actor. He's just got something about him. But he's incredibly friendly and will work with you. I can't say anything but good things. It's really boring. Sorry. Wish I could say. He's fantastic.